Welcome to One Stop Java Solutions. I am Snehasis and today I am going to explain you TCS Proctored assessment of January 2021. Okay. So before going forward, just read the assessment carefully and try to understand what you have to do. Okay, so this assessment I copied from internet. Okay, so here you can see that you have to create a class appliance with below attributes. Okay, there is 1 2 3 4 5 attributes. Okay, appliance id, appliance name, category, amount and insurance. Okay, then write the getter and setters of the above attribute and create the constructor which takes parameter in the above sequence except the insurance attribute. Okay, so there is a 5 attributes, so except the insurance 4 attribute you have to pass as a parameter in the constructor of this class. Okay, and then create one public class, my class. Okay, and the my class is already created with the main method. Okay, so my class will contain the main method. So to implement this I am going to Eclipse, and here you can see that YouTube demo, this package I already have created. So go to src and here I am creating one package. So here this is the means package structure. Okay, so go to inside the src folder. If you right click, so you will get the option to create the package. Okay, so if you see I have already created others package, so the naming convention like this. So I am creating a new package and giving the name of the package as TCS Proctored Assessment Jan 2021. Okay, so like this way and create finish. So once the package is created, you have to create one class. Okay, so go to click on the right click on the package and create a class and give the class name. Here you can see that class name, it is my class. Okay, create a class. This would be the public class and this class will contain the main method. Okay, so you know that this is the concept, that which class will contain the main method, that class should be public. Okay, so and I am selecting the public static void main, so it will create the main method also. Okay, and click on finish. So here you can see that the code will automatically generated. Okay, so here you can see that code is generated, that public class my class. Okay, and inside the class you can see that the public static void main. Okay, this method also created. Okay, and now go to the assessment. That main method code of the main method should not be altered. Here I don't have the main method code, so I am implementing whatever it is written here. Like this way I am trying to implement this. Okay, so inside the main method you have to create two classes, that get appliance amount and get costliest appliance. Okay, so these two class I will implement. So before that, first create the another class appliance. Okay, appliance. So I am creating a new class here. So this is one class and here I am creating another class appliance. Yes, and this class will contain this method, sorry, this attribute. Okay, so I am copying the attribute from here and pasting inside the class. So you can see these are the attribute. So this first one is the integer attribute. Okay, appliance id, this one is the string, this one is appliance category, this is also string. The appliance amount, this is the double, and appliance insurance, this is boolean. Okay, and here I am so the attribute of a class. So this is a good programming practice to make this attribute as a private. Okay, so I am making all the attribute private. Okay, because this the basically the encapsulation. In encapsulation, the concept of hoops, there is one concept of hoops, that encapsulation. So encapsulation is basically wrapping up the attribute and the methods, okay, in a single unit, that is called class, and the attribute, that is basically the data hiding. Okay, so if you make the attribute private, so you cannot directly use those attribute outside of the class. So if you try to access this attribute outside of the class, you have to use the method, and then this method, that method using which you can access the attribute, that is the setter and getter method simply. Okay, so that I will write here. So I am making all as a private. Okay, now I will generate the setter and getter methods here. So in Eclipse, I am using the Eclipse ID. So it's in Eclipse you will get the facilities to generate the setter and getter methods. So if you go to source, here you can see that generate getter and setters method option is there. Okay, so just click on it and click all the select all attributes. Okay, and public, this should be public, and click on OK. Okay, so you can see that setter and getters code will automatically inserted into the in your class. Okay, so this is simple code. So suppose the insurance, so here you can see that is insurance, this is a boolean type, so the name it's automatically came as is insurance. So if it is a true, then it will return the insurance value. Okay, or is boolean means it can hold only two values, like true or false. Okay, so this is the method is insurance, it's return the insurance value. Okay, and the another one is the setter method. So set insurance, so while you are trying to set insurance, you have to pass some values, either true or false, so that true or false value will store inside this insurance variable. Okay, and the insurance, this is the basically the parameter attribute, okay, that the class is holding. So here you can see I already declared the attribute as private boolean insurance. Okay, so this attribute is the is referring to this attribute, this dot insurance, and this insurance is the value that you are passing. Okay, so we are assigning this value to the this insurance attribute. Like this way you can make the setter method, and while you are means sending the value, okay, for means getting the value, so there is a getter method. So here as it is a boolean value, so for that it's the name you can see is insurance. Otherwise you can see that for the appliance amount, so here you can see that the get appliance amount. Okay, so get appliance amount, it simply return appliance amount, whatever the values of the appliance amount, that this method will return that value only. Okay, so that's it. So you can manually write this code if you don't use any id, and then you have to write the constructor. So writing the constructor, just right click again and go to source. Here you can see generate constructor using field. Okay, so click this option, and here you can see that all the all the attribute already selected, so you don't need to pass the insurance as a parameter. So just remove unchecked this insurance, and then click on OK. Okay, so here you can see that the code will automatically inserted here, and here you can see it's take the parameter as in appliance id, appliance name, appliance category, and appliance amount. No insurance is here. Okay, so this is the constructor. So when this constructor will call, that I will show you while you are creating the object of this class, then this constructor will be called. Okay, so that I will show you later. So this implementation is done basically the appliance class. Okay, so this is the implementation for the appliance class. Now you have to go to this main method. Okay, here you can see that inside the main method, so class main method already created, and there is two function is there. Okay, so that I will implement. So this inside the main method also I need this variable, so I am just pasting the variable from appliance to here, appliance class to here. Now here, so what we will do first, we have to means read the values of this attribute from console. Okay, so for that we are using scanner class. Scanner sc equal to new scanner new scanner, and scanner class will what it will do basically, scanner class will take the input from the console, and the values should be means it will store the values in this attribute. Okay, so for that we have to pass that system dot in as a parameter. So this is basically the system dot in. Basically we have to pass this system dot in, as it will take the means read the values from the system console. Okay, so that's why system input, so that's why we are passing the default class system dot in. Okay, here, so using that, and to use the scanner class you have to import the java.util package. Okay, because the scanner class, these are the means built-in function, built-in class in java. So to use these facilities of this class, so what we'll do, we are basically creating the object of the scanner class, so we have to import the java.util scanner, this package here. Okay, now once you define the scanner class, then what we'll do basically, we will create, we will take the input, okay, of this variable, okay, and create the object of this method appliance, and store the object in a array. Okay, and if you read the assessment carefully, here you can see that you have to if you see here, you have to create the four set of object. Okay, so four set of object you have to create. So for that, okay, so these are the basically in the main method, if you see the input set there, you can see that four set of input you have to create. So this is one set. So every set will take four values. Okay, one is the id, another is the appliance name, then the category, and the third one is the amount. Okay, so these four, this is the one set. Like in this there is a four set of appliance object. Okay, so first we will create the four set of appliance object and store in a array. Okay, so an array that will store the appliance object. So you have to take and create an array, appliance array, and I am giving the name of this array as, suppose, app array equal to new, the same appliance array. Okay, and I have to store the five objects of appliance, so that's why I am giving the mentioning the size as 4. Okay, so I am doing the hard coded here. Okay, now so you have to read the four set of values. So for that I am writing here one for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus, and here inside the for loop what I'll do, I will just read the values from the console. So first one is the appliance id. So what I will do, it is an integer type. So using the scanner class I will read the value. So appliance id equal to sc dot next, int, as it is an integer. So sc dot next int, so this is a built-in method of the scanner class, inside the scanner class. So what it will do, this method will read the value, one integer value from console, and that value I am storing inside the appliance id. Similarly, appliance name, this is a string type variable. So I will read one string value using the scanner object. So sc dot next, so for string it is the next line. Okay, so next line, and just remember one thing, that after reading one one integer values or any numeric values, if you try to read the string values, then you have to use the you have to read one line extra. Sc dot next line you have to read once here. Okay, then the next one is the appliance category. This is also string, so no problem. After reading the string values, if you try to read string values, then there is no problem. So you can just simply write like sc dot next line. Okay, and then the appliance amount, this is a double. Okay, so this is double. So for that, sc dot next double, here you can see next double method is there. So that will read one double value from the console and stored in the appliance amount. So like this way, for one iteration of this for loop, it will read the four attribute values. Okay, then what I will do, I will create an object of the appliance and store in this array. So I am writing f array and storing in the ith means in first iteration I value is 0, so in 0th location I am storing this. Okay, so the inside the array I am storing the object of this appliance. Okay, so I am just copying the appliance and then I am calling the constructor of the appliance. Okay, and you know that constructor will don't take any means constructor don't have any return type. Here you can see this is the difference between method and constructor. So method must have a return type, but constructor don't have any return type. Okay, it's only public, then the function name. Okay, the constructor name, and name must be the same with the class name. So here the class is appliance, so the name of the constructor must be appliance. Okay, you cannot change it. Okay, and the parameter whatever you want to pass, that should be there, but here you can see that there is no return type, not even void. But if a method don't return anything, then the return type should be void, but for constructor it will not means no return type there, not even void you cannot use. Okay, and here what will pass, we pass these four value in sequence. Okay, so first is the appliance id, then second is the appliance name, then third one is the appliance category, and fourth one is the appliance amount. Okay, so like this way we are calling the constructor and creating, and this new operator, this is used to create the constructor of a class. Okay, so new, then the constructor name, and we are passing the parameters as I have defined the parameterized constructor inside the class. So it will create one object of the appliance and it will store in the appliance array. Like this way this loop will iterate 4 times, so it will read the 4 set of values and it will create 4 object, and all the object will be stored in this appliance array. Okay, that's it. Then if you go to the assessment, here you can see that inside the main method you have to write the setter and getter methods, then you have to define the get appliance amount. Okay, so till that whatever I have done so far, so this is common for every assessment. Okay, so if you go in my channel and if you watch all the assessment till now conducted by the TCS, so everything I have covered till now, and if you see noticed that this part is similar. Okay, means only the difference is that this name should be changed. Okay, and the method name also change, the class should be changed, the class name should be changed, but the means overall idea how to read the values from a console. Okay, how to store those in a array. Okay, this part are the similar, but now the actual method, where you have to do the calculation, this is differ from means every assessment. Okay, so this part you have to means notice very carefully. Okay, so this is the new things for and this is different from assessment to assessment. Okay, so here this is the main method basically. So after main method I am writing one these two class. Okay, so static public static return type is giving the void, then the method name, if you copy the method name from here, that is the get appliance amount. Okay, so this is the method name, and this method what it will take as a parameter I have to see in the assessment. Okay, so now I am telling you that this method will take 3 input parameters array of the appliance object. Okay, so it will take the 3 things: int parameter and appliance id boolean. Okay, appliance id and boolean parameter insurance. If the input parameter appliance id matches with the appliance id attribute of the appliance object and boolean parameter insurance is true, then the appliance amount will be calculated as below. In this way you have to calculate the appliance amount, and you have to means return, the method should return the 0, otherwise the value. Okay, so the from here you can see that the return type should be void. It's a basically the amount. Okay, and amount is a double, so here we can see that instead of void I can write the double. Okay, and now it will take the argument. Okay, take the parameters basically. So parameters is the, it's the appliance type object array. So this I am taking this one as a parameter. Okay, then the next one is the appliance id. Okay, next one is appliance id, and this is the integer. So int appliance id, I am giving the same name so that it will be easy to easy to remember. Okay, then the boolean type insurance. Okay, so I am copying just this and giving the same name so that you can relate, and it will be easier to passing the values and everything. Okay, then this error is coming as I don't have written the return type. So now I have to calculate the amount. Okay, so for that what I am doing, basically I am first here declaring double one variable and give the new appliance amount. Okay, new appliance amount, and I am giving the values at 0.0 as it's a double. Okay, and what I will do, I will return this value finally. Okay, so here I am just returning this, and then I will write the rest of the code. Okay, so this is the, but then first I am defining the variable, and initially I am assigning the values as 0.0. so what I have to check, so I have an array, so this array will contain the 4 appliance object. Okay, so I have to iterate 4 times. Okay, to means inside I have to iterate 4 times, and every times I will read one appliance object from this array. So for that I am using one for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 4, and I plus plus. What I will do from here, in first iteration what I will check, I will check if error I sorry f error I dot, so what I will check if this dot get appliance id. Okay, get appliance id, if this is equal to this appliance id whatever I passed. Okay, if this one is equal to this appliance id, and the insurance whatever I have passed, if this insurance the appliance object and the boolean parameter insurance is true, then the appliance amount is calculated below. Okay, so like this way we will calculate the appliance id. So here you can see that it will take the appliance amount whatever, and it will add the 20% of the appliance amount. Okay, so that will be the new appliance amount. So that part we have to do. So if this is matched, then what I will do, I will first take the appliance amount. Okay, so copy this, paste here, dot get appliance amount. Okay, and what I will do, then I have to 20% of this appliance amount. Okay, this one plus, so I will calculate the this value basically, so stored in this variable, this one equal to appliance id. So copy this one, and I will do the 20% of this. So 20% means start 20/100. Okay, so this is a simple calculation. So I will do it. If this is matched, then I will calculate the new appliance ID, and if it is this thing is matched, then no means there is no other appliance ID will match, because these are the unique. Okay, so what I will do, I will simply break. Instead of iterate all the loops, I will just break and I will return the values. And if this is not matched, then I will send the new appliance amount, whatever the default value, that is the 0. Okay, so here also you can see that return it. If the condition is not met, then the method should return the zeros. Okay, so if this condition is not met, so suppose your for loop is iterate 4 times and it is not found any matched value, then it will return the new appliance amount, and initially I have set the new appliance amount as 0. Okay, so this will send basically. So this method implementation is done. Then the second one. So second one, what is the same thing, public static void, then the method name. Okay, so for the second one, get costliest appliance. So I am copy the method name from here, and I am what the value it will take as a parameter, that I will. Okay, so this is the method, and this method here you can see that this method will take 2 input parameter, array of the appliance object and string parameter appliance category. Okay, this method will return the costliest appliance object if the appliance category matches with the input string parameter. If condition is not met, then it will return the null values. Okay, so now first I have to give these two. I have defined these two parameters. Okay, so first one is the same, this one, appliance array, so it will take the same appliance array. Okay, so I am writing here, and the another one is the appliance category, so I am just copying from here. It is a string type value, so string appliance category. So these two it will take as a parameter. Okay, now you can see that this, instead of void, it will return the one appliance object. So I am returning one appliance object here. Okay, and if it's matched, then it will say if matched, then it will provide the return the appliance object, otherwise it will return the null. So for that, what I will do, initially I am defining inside the method, I am defining one variable, that costliest appliance. Okay, so if you see that the method name is get costliest appliance. So here I am just remove the get, so costliest appliance, and I am defining it as a null. Initial value I am assigning as null. So what it will do, so basically I am creating one reference of this class. Okay, so appliance is my class, and I am creating one reference of the appliance class, that is the costliest appliance, and I am assigning the initial value as null, and what I want to do, I just return this object. I will create the object later. Okay, so return this. Okay, so this is the reference which can hold an appliance object. Okay, now what I will do here, again I send this appliance array, and this appliance array will contain 4 appliance object, so I have to iterate every appliance object, so that's why I am writing one for loop here also. So for int I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. Okay, and then what I will do, I will check if this appliance array I dot get appliance category, and this is a string type, and every time means every string, here you can see that here it is mentioned that all the sort should be case insensitive. That means there should be no case insensitive means upper and lower case there is no difference. So what we will use here is a one method inside the string class, so you can see equal ignore case. Okay, so we are using this method equal ignore case, then we will say we will check this with appliance category. So whatever appliance category we have passed here as a parameter, we will check if the appliance object will contain whatever the categories contain the appliance object. If that is equal to this parameter, then we will perform the rest of the part. Okay, so this is basically the equal ignore case method. What it will do, suppose one category is electric E is capital and for another E is a small. Okay, so then it will treat both as a same equal ignore case. Okay, so this is not the case. So now what we have to check, appliance category method, then return the costliest appliance object of the appliance. So how you have to find out the costliest appliance object? So for that we have to do, first we have to check the amount. Okay, so here I am defining one double max cost. Okay, so suppose one item is twice, okay, and the cost is different, so I have to identify the costliest amount. Okay, so for that what I will do, I will first initially I just take one, means define one max cost as 0, and here what I will do, first we will check if max cost, this max cost value, initially it's 0, basically it's 0. So what we will check, if max cost, if it is less than f array I dot get amount, appliance amount. Okay, if it is less than that, that means what, whatever max cost you have, okay, if it is less than the whatever cost of the appliance object, then we have to swap. Okay, so what we will do, we will just set the max cost equal to this value. We will assign the max cost as this value. That means this is a greater, so I just want to track the greater amount. Okay, so that's why I am putting that value in a max cost. And what I will do, this apply, so I need this array. So once I means while I will get the maximum cost of an appliance, so what I will do, I will just store that object, appliance object, in this appliance reference. Okay, so this is appliance class reference, so this can hold one appliance object. So here we are checking if we found any max amount, then what we will do, we will store that max amount with this value. Next time suppose I have another one object I have to check, so in that case also I put the maximum, means I took the max cost and I will check the max cost with that object as well, and if this is the greater, then I need that object only. So for that what I will do, I will just put this app array inside means in this reference. Okay, and like this way it will calculate and send the max amount. Okay, so sorry, costliest appliance. So at the outside of this loop, if you see, so suppose this loop is iterated 4 times and no matching condition is found, so it will send the costliest appliance, and that costliest appliance is null basically. So here you can see that it will send the null values. Okay, if condition is not met, then the return should be null, and if we found any costliest amount, then it will only return that object only. So this is basically the method. Okay, now I have to call these two methods from main method. Okay, so here is the main method. So before calling the main method, here you can see we have to pass this parameter as well. Okay, so appliance ID, insurance, so these parameter you also have means need to read from main method. So here what I will do, appliance ID. Okay, so first one is the appliance ID. So these appliance ID you have to read outside of the main method, because I will return this. Okay, then the next one is the, here you can see that the insurance. Okay, so insurance, so here you can see that insurance I didn't read here. So insurance is a boolean. So here what I will do, I will just copy this insurance equal to sc dot, it's a next boolean. Okay, here you can see next boolean. So sc dot next boolean, and then you have to read the this one after insurance. Here the in this method we have passed the category. Okay, here you can see that the category we have passed appliance category. So this value you also have to read. So appliance category equal to sc, it's a strings type, so sc dot next line. I already read it, so I'm just copying from here and pasting here. Okay, so and here also after reading the boolean value, you try to read the these string values. So here use the sc dot next line. One second here. Okay, so I just read these three attribute values from console, and then what I will do, basically appliance, then I have to call this method. And if you see the output, okay, so here you can see that output is the appliance amount after adding insurance. So these you have to print appliance like this way. Okay, so I am just copying this, and here printing system.out.println, and inside that, so like this format I have to print, and then I am calling that method. Okay, so that method basically what it will do, this method, this is the method. So this method will return the amount. Okay, the new amount of the appliances. So this method I am calling from here, and here from here, just remove this type. Type is not required, we only need to provide, means send the parameter name. Okay, so this is the, so I am calling this get appliance amount method. Okay, with these three parameters. So this is the app array. Here you can see that I read the, I stored the values in the app array. Okay, and the next two is the appliance ID and the insurance. Okay, that I read here. So this value I am sending, and I am calling this method. And next, if you see that you need to print the appliance ID and appliance name. Okay, for the second method. So for the second method, what it will return, basically the second method will return that the one array, no, sorry, one object of the appliance. So for that what we'll do, so basically here in other assessment you can means everything is mentioned there, that what you have to call and what the main method will print. But here you can see that I got this assessment from internet only, and there I cannot see that the main method implementation. Okay, so here it is mentioned that main method is implemented, but I don't have the implemented main method. Okay, so I am means based on the output I am assuming what should be the means main method implementation. Okay, and like this way I am just implementing the main method. But whatever it is, means the same way. Okay, only one or two things you need to change, that is the different case. But the basic means idea and the how to implement the main method, the procedure, and one condition. Okay, so here what the I have to call the second method. Okay, and second method based on the costliest appliance, we have to print these two values, appliance ID and appliance name. So what I'll do here, so appliance, I am creating one appliance reference, suppose f, and I am calling the second method. So second method will return one object, get costliest appliance. So this method I am calling from here, and this method will return one appliance object. So I am storing that appliance object in this f reference, appliance reference. Okay, and here I am removing the return type. Return type is not required here, so only you have to pass the parameter. Okay, so these two I am passing from main method, and now what I'll do then, uh, here there is a two possibilities, means two things. One is the either null. So if f, this f value is not equal to null. Okay, so I'm giving one condition, that if it's not equal to null, then what it will print, basically it will print two things. One is the if you see the output here, you can see the in the output appliance ID and appliance name. These two things it will print. Okay, the costliest amount, appliance ID and appliance name. So here I am printing appliance ID. Okay, and here f dot get appliance ID. So I told you that while I am implementing the class, I told you that this is the oops concept, that we are not using any attribute directly outside of the class. Okay, so here you can see that we need the appliance ID, but what we are doing here, we are just calling the get appliance ID method, and this method will return the values of this object. Okay, and the second one is the name, appliance name. So like same way, just copy the appliance name. Here I am copying appliance name, and here similarly I am calling the app dot get appliance name. Okay, this it will be. Here I just read means put the if app is not null, and if it is null, then I don't know what was the exact message they are expecting, but as they are implementing the main method in the proctored assessment, so you will get the message directly from there. Otherwise you want to, means if you want to print some message, then you can print. If it is null, then you can just print that there is no matching condition, like that. Okay, any message you can print here. So this is basically the overall implementation of this assessment. And now if you run this, just run it with the set of value, you can see here it is given. So this is the input set. So okay, so these are the input set. First copy this into a notepad plus. Okay, so here you can see some leading spaces are here, so I just remove these spaces, unwanted space, otherwise you will get the unexpected output. Okay, so some leading space is here, I'm just removing. Okay, copy this input set and here it is expecting this input set, just give it and return. So here you can see that the appliance amount after adding insurance is 3600 36,000. So here you can see that the what is the output. Here also you can see that output is, yeah, appliance amount is 36,000, appliance ID 113 and OTG total. Okay, so OTG total, here you can see that the OTG or it's game total, I don't know. Here what is the appliance, it's the app OTG. Okay, so that's it, the OTG. So okay, now go through the code once again. I am just explaining you. So why it is giving, so first one, if you see here, I passed the 112 is as a ID. Okay, here you can see that I passed 112 as a ID. So here the ID, appliance ID is 112. So in this method I am passing this 112 as a appliance ID and true. Okay, so here you can see inside the input set, this is a triple one, this is 112, and the it is the insurance is true. So that means this is your expected set of data. So here it will got the matching condition. Okay, and here you can see that the appliance amount is 30,000, and here you can see that the appliance amount after insurance is this one I am printing. Okay, so here you can see that the new appliance amount, how we are calculating the new appliance amount is appliance amount plus 20% of the appliance amount. So 20% of the 30,000 is 6,000. So 6,000 plus 30,000 is 36,000. Okay, so new appliance amount is 36,000. So here it will check the appliance ID and insurance is true. So I passed these two as a parameter. So this is the your matching condition, and based on the values of this appliance ID, so this is a refrigerator, so it will give the new value or new amount of the refrigerator is 36,000. Okay, and for the second method, if you see second method, what we are passing, for second method we have passed, here you can see that cookware. Okay, so cookware, so for cookware what we will check, cookware for the second one, if it is matched with the cookware, okay, then it will find out the maximum amount, what is the means costliest appliance. Okay, so here you can see cookware, how many cookware is there. So here you can see there is a two cookware. Okay, so first one price is 20,000, no sorry, 2,000, and the second one price is 25,000. Okay, so one is the 20,000 and one is the 25,000. So for 20,000, what is the ID? 114, and for 20, so what is the maximum costliest amount? So this one is the costliest. Okay, so what is the ID? It's 113, and the type is, category is OTG, name is OTG. Okay, so here you can see that it's given the same. Okay, appliance ID is 113 and OTG. So because it is the max means costliest, among these there are two cookware. So cookware, one is the saucepan and another is the OTG. So OTG is the costliest, so that's why it's given the ID of the OTG and this cookware. Okay, so it's clear. So just go through the code once again. So what I did, basically first I create one class, okay, my class, and this class will contain the main method, and the another class I have created, that is the appliance class, and this appliance class will contain these 5 attribute. Okay, and the attribute, all the attribute of the getter and setters method, and there is one constructor. Here you can see that constructor, and this constructor will take the 4 attribute. The means only the insurance is not included here, except insurance, all other attribute is here as a constructor. Okay, inside the constructor. So this is the implementation of this method. Then in the main method, what we did, we just read the 4 set of object of appliance. So for that we read this for loop and take the values of these 4 set of object from the console. So there is a 4 into 4 means 16 values we read from the console, and we create the 4 appliance array and sorry, 4 appliance object and stored in appliance array. Okay, then another 3 values I have read from console, that is the appliance ID, insurance and the appliance category, and this value we are passing as a parameter while we are calling these two methods. Okay, and inside these two methods, first method will calculate the get appliance amount. Okay, appliance amount. So what it is basically doing, so it's checking the whatever ID we are passing, if it is matched with the ID and the insurance if it is true. Okay, then it will means calculating the new amount. What is the formula, that is the whatever the existing amount is, it will add the 20% of that amount and it will store in as a new amount, and that new amount is return this method, and if there is no matching condition then it will return the 0 value. Okay, and inside the main method it's called this method and it's print the value whatever it is passing, means returning. Okay, and the second method we are doing what is the means costliest appliance. So this method what it is doing, it's basically take one parameter as a category and another is the appliance array, and these appliance array contain the 4 object of the appliance. Okay, and first what we are doing, we are creating one max count equal to 0, and based on the max count initially it's 0, and then we're iterating one for loop that will iterate 4 times, and in every iteration we will pick up one object, appliance object from the array, and check if the appliance category is equal. If it is equal, then we are means take the amount from that object and put that as a max cost. Okay, and if next time if we get another object of the same category, then what we will do, we will check that what is the max cost. If it is means whatever the means new one is the max cost, then we will return that object, and if the existing one is max means maximum cost of the previous object, then we will return that previous object, and that's why we are storing the all the means whatever we are getting one matching object, that object we are storing, and every time we are checking the, if you get another new one, then we will check if the price of the current object is greater than previous one, then we will store that, and if it is not, then we will leave this object and we will whatever it is stored that we will send. That is the basically the concept. Okay, and then inside the main method we get the object, and based on the object we are printing the appliance ID and appliance name. That's it. Okay, so hope it is clear to all of you, and if you like my channel, you can subscribe my channel. Okay, like my videos, and also you can share with your friends. And in my channel I till now I covered all the core Java related topics and all the previous proctored assessment, TCS Proctored assessment, Java, basically Java assessment, so that I already covered, and also some advanced Java topics, means how to create a website and how to design a website, so that topic I have covered, and from very base level. Okay, I have started from the base level only, so you can go through it. Okay, and if you have any question or queries, you can put it into the comment box. Okay, and you can, if you like, you can subscribe my channel obviously, and also you can share with your friends. Thanks for watching this video.